Yeah, the game of basketball. Joining us now is NBL CEO Jeremy Lerliger from Melbourne.
Good morning to you, Jeremy. Straight off the bat, I want to know, RJ Hampton, just how big is this signing for us?
It's huge. I mean, RJ is the kind of guy who had every choice laid out before him, academically and as a basketballer. He could have chosen just about any college program in the States that he wanted to go to. He's made the decision to instead pursue a professional career, and again, he could have chosen a professional system in just about any country in the world, and he's chosen to come to Australia and to the NBL, which is really significant for us. And in terms of the attention that it's been getting, I think there's been, since the announcement, 16,000 mentions of RJ's tag on social media with a reach of over 200 million people. 500 editorial articles have been written about his decision in the week since he's made his announcement, with a reach of over 763 million readers of those publications. So it's absolutely fundamental to the credibility of this Next Stars program that we're running.
You guys have done an amazing job. As a young reporter, I remember when basketball was, it was top of the pops. You know, everyone wanted to go to all the games. They were packed out. We knew everyone's name, and then it just went nowhere. It stopped. But the way that you've grown it in the last few years is extraordinary.
It's been a whirlwind for the NBL over the 40-odd years that it's been in existence. It is, as you mentioned in your package, it's the longest-serving continuous national sporting league in the country. But boy, has it had its ups and downs. And when Larry and I took over 4 years ago, it was probably about as low as it could go, which gave us an incredible opportunity to I guess, break the mould and fix it the way that it should have been done many years ago, we think. And that was all about capitalising on what makes our sport different and we think better to a lot of the other alternatives out there in the market. Things like the fact that it's the second highest participation sport, not just in Australia, but in the world. It, along with football, soccer, are the two truly global sports, and we happen to punch incredibly far above our weight. We're probably a favourite for the silver medal coming into the World Cup in China later this year. We've got the best team in the world in Team USA coming to play against Australia in preparation for the World Cup. Let's hope in 2020 we can bring home a medal from the Olympics as well, and we really are now right amidst the global heavyweights of this truly multinational sport.
Ben Simmons, I mean, what is he doing for the Australian brand, particularly with these games coming up in Melbourne? Surely ticketing's looking pretty good.
Ticketing is looking great. We've got two games, both of which are almost sold out. We're playing in front of 55,000 people for each of those games. And, of course, Ben Simmons is a very significant contributing factor. He's a superstar that has given young Australians a whole new model of aspirational figurehead, I guess, in the basketball world. And so now, when kids are making their decisions about whether or not they pursue careers in AFL, NRL, netball, cricket, whatever it might be, basketball is very much, once again, at the top of the list. He's essentially Australia's answer to what Michael Jordan was when folks of my vintage were growing up. He's that archetypal, all-round athlete who is demonstrating that, if you have the chance to be an Australian professional athlete, the NBA is a real opportunity. And I think at the moment he's probably Australia's highest-paid athlete.
It's extraordinary, and I think a lot of people, when they look at your organisation and what you've done in the last few years, really admire the risk-taking, because you've done things that other sports probably wouldn't do. Andrew Bogut has come back from the US. He's bought into a franchise. Now he's back over there playing. It's like you've sort of torn up a lot of old rules.
I think that's the point, is that we were able to basically start with a clean slate because it was so broken that no one was going to be too upset if we tried to do things differently. And so we completely changed the player contracting system, for example, which reoriented our marquee player rules to focus on Australian and New Zealand players whom the local fan base have a stronger stickiness to. Their loyalty is stronger to local players. And so changing those rules meant that the Sydney Kings were able to go ahead and invest in Andrew Bogut and bringing him back to the league. And that was the exact intent of those changes, was one day we want to be able to attract the best talent from the NBA, best Australian talent, back to the NBL. I shouldn't just say Australian either. We've got a fantastic Kiwi playing over in the league at the moment as well that we'd love to see back here one day. And without those changes, it would never have happened. Just financially, it couldn't have happened.
Yeah, congratulations on what you've achieved. And look, it's a bright future. Thanks so much for being on our very first show, The Business of Sport, Jeremy.
Thanks, Tim. Thanks, Julie. Best of luck.